Hello world, my name is Keenan and welcome back to my channel where we live and breathe art. So if that tickles your pickle, make sure you are subscribed. Also, if you're not already following me on Instagram, be sure to come and follow me there so you can stay updated with all my latest art and coolest creations. I also post a lot of work that you're not going to see here, so if you want to check all of that out, Instagram is the place to be. So there's this YouTuber and I've been following him for a while now. His name is Jazza. I really like his content. It's really cool, really creative, always keeps you entertained. Today I'm going to be reacting to the 10 most expensive artworks ever sold, but then by Jazza. So I haven't watched this video before, but art can be f***ing expensive. I feel like it needs to be a common consensus. Art is stupidly expensive, but also I'm on the fence. Like, I don't know, because as an artist, I know how much work goes into a piece, but then obviously, like a good wine, it ages and matures with time, and obviously your prices do go up, especially when the reputation of an artist goes up. So that's just like my mindset right now. I'm very on the fence. Let's see if this video can change my mind. So let's go.
What are the 10 most expensive artworks of all time? Are they going to be medieval or perhaps Renaissance artworks that were painted a long time ago by masters, or are they going to be recent and probably a little subpar in quality compared because they're avant-garde and thought-provoking? All of this will be answered and more in this episode of the 10 most expensive artworks. It's going to be the only episode of it, really, though. This video, by the way, is brought to you by Mrs. Jazza's PowerPoint skills and research expertise and Skillshare. Just full disclosure, I haven't seen any of these, so these are going to be as much of a surprise to me as they are to you. Oh, look at these animations! Well done! Number 10, really? What's she saying? Why, Brad, darling, this painting is a masterpiece. Soon you'll have all of New York clamoring for your work. So I feel like it's sold for a lot because of irony, because its price makes a statement about the artwork. Okay, now we're gonna find out who made this artwork. There you go. Ooh.
Okay, so Roy Lichtenstein. I love his style, but how does he have the 10th most expensive piece in the world when, in my opinion, historic art is the most expensive or the most priced? I think this is really cool though. I think things like pop art and this sort of style being able to tap into that top 10 list, amazing. Let's keep going.
Nice animation. The artist is Roy Lichtenstein.
I said that wrong. It was Roy Lichtenstein. Oh my god.
Fox Lichtenstein is an American pop artist who became a leading figure in the new art movement. His work defined the premise of pop art through parody. So this artwork is a very expensive parody. So now it comes to the price. I'm gonna guess $20 million.
Okay, so another thing to talk about with art, there are so many factors that define the price of art. Something like this being a parody is probably what makes it cool. it is what makes it cool.
No! We're starting at $165 million. For that masterpiece was part of Lichtenstein's first.
I wonder how big that is. Like, it looks like a digital thing, but oh my god.
Exhibition at the Faru Gallery in Los Angeles. And in January 2017, Agnes Gund sold the 1962 painting for $165 million. The proceeds of the sale of this piece would be used to start a fund for criminal justice reform called the Art for Justice Fund. All right, that justifies it a little bit. $165 million for justice. On to number 9. There goes family friendliness, guys. It's art. There's boobs. New couche. I'm assuming that's French for new cushion. Clue, the artist is Amedio Modigliani. I can't even pronounce the artist's name.
PronounceNames.com.
Modigliani.
Amedeo Clemente Modigliani was an Italian Jewish painter and sculptor who worked mainly in France. Known for his portraits and nudes in a modern style characterized by the elongation of faces, necks, and figures.
Are you surprised that I've never heard of this person before? I'm very shocked. Number 9, are you kidding?
That were not received well during his lifetime, but later found acceptance. All right, so this piece, I'm just gonna have to say $200 million. Oh, okay, no, we're not, it was our jump too high. 170.
I do not understand the appeal of this piece at all. I'm sorry. Hate me, change my mind, I don't know, I just, no.
$1 million. New couche, also known in English as red nude. Oh, I thought it was new cushions. 1917 oil on canvas painting. The purchaser was Chinese businessman Liu Yiquan. I can't pronounce names. Liu Yiquan. That Moving on, number 8, Les Femmes d'Alger. Oh, it's a Picasso. Okay, well that makes sense why this is going to be expensive. Pablo Ruiz Picasso is a Spanish painter and sculptor, poet and playwright who spent most of his adult life in France, regarded as one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. I'm going to guess 190 million. This one sold for, see, I'm still jumping too high. So this painting is one among a series of similar paintings and drawings by the...
I'm in love with Picasso. I have no words to describe how Picasso makes me feel. Just because, again, very similar to the previous one. It's like, how do you do that? But I've never heard of the previous artist, which is why I'm like, meh. Picasso, though, managed to have this really recognizable style, and I think every artist has that goal where you can just look at a piece and be like, oh, that's a Picasso. Like, even to this day, people will look at work and be like, oh, that looks like a Picasso. His work with Cubism and just, what's the word I'm looking for? Impressionism. His work with Cubism and Impressionism is just insane. So I think that's where the difference is. Number 8, I would expect him to be higher on the list, but let's keep going.
The artist. The entire series was bought by Victor and Sally Gans from the gallery.
They look rich as shit. I can't.
Louis, I'm not going to pronounce anything well in this video. Just accept that. Number 7, the pendant portraits of Martin Sulzman and Uppenkopf. What is it, all the weird names? Why can't they all have normal names? Like Jerry. What?
Or like Ben, or like Mark, or literally any other white name, Mr. Jazza. Are you kidding?
This is a note from Kate. Do you remember these guys? We have seen them.
Oh my god, I have seen. Oh my god, I have. Oh my god. Yeah, okay.
For we have seen them before. It's by artists. You can't progress the time.
Is it Rembrandt? I
remember this name.
Is it?
Rembrandt!
It is!
Rembrandt!
Yeah, so Rembrandt has just, I don't know, I think he was a pioneer in lighting and shadows in the way that portraits weren't flat, they were at an angle, and he understood lighting and he took that in account with his pieces. Fucking phenomenal, but obviously, number 7, good. I agree with this one, let's go.
I was doing it for a reason. The worst thing is when you got the letter and you're like, it's... Did you see the exhibit? Yeah, we went to the exhibit. Alright, I'm gonna guess that these together sold for...
Okay, wait, I'm gonna guess. I want to say it together. Actually, no, how does that work? Because it's one or... Oh, but it's one piece, but it's 2 canvases. So I would say 190 million, maybe? I don't know.
$200 million. No!
That's so close to the previous one.
It's barely moving! Rembrandt, Harmensen van Riers. Rembrandt's portraits of his contemporaries and self-portraits and illustrations and scenes from the Bible are regarded as his greatest, most creative triumphs. It was sold through the Christie's private sales channel, the first ever joint acquisition of 2 exceptional Rembrandt pieces, bought for 160 million euros, 80 million euros each. $180 million. It's a lot of money. Number 6. Oh no, one of these. You know, the paintings that look like a whole lot of nothing, and you think, why the hell did someone buy it for that much or sell it for that much? Artist is Mark Rothko, an American painter of Lithuanian Jewish descent. Although Rothko himself refused to adhere to any art movement, is generally identified as an abstract expressionist.
Okay, so the thing with Mark Rothko is I have studied about him and I've studied about his artistic style and I understand why his pieces are valued. Do I agree with it? No. But I understand why he got that. With him, he wanted to sort of break the mold and just do something different and be like, art doesn't have to be this pretty aesthetic thing. It could just be super simple. With, what, close to $200 million? I think not. Let's keep going.
Alright, hit me with it. How much did the bloody cost?
186 million US dollars. Are you f***ing kidding? No thank you.
Wikipedia, tell me something about this artwork that will make that price seem justifiable. Number 6, the painting by Mark Rothko was painted in 1951 in common with Rothko's other works from his period. Number 6 consists of large...
Green, violet, red? Are you f***ing kidding? Are you This makes me so mad, I cannot. Oh my god. 86 million? Green, purple, and green, violet, and off. No.
expanses of colour delineated by uneven hazy shades. Is that all there is on this thing? No meaning or anything? It's not like he painted with the red of his blood that he mixed into the pigment from the day his mother died? Nothing that gives this meaning? That's all the Wikipedia article says on it.
That's why Mark Rothko, he believed that art doesn't always have to be this like perfect symbolism with meaning. It could just be a thing. It could just be expressionistic. It could just, he wanted to break the norm and break the mold out of whatever. What the f though? 186 million? Are you joking?
This is a painting by Mark Rothko. Let's hope number 5 required some talent.
Okay, I want to guess. Jackson Pollock. I think it's Jackson Pollock. Let's find out. If I'm right, my art teacher would be so happy.
Who has so much money to waste it on this crap? I could bang that. In fact, I feel something coming up.
I'm dead.
See? I told you. See, I painted it. Jackson Pollock was an American painter and major figure of the abstract expressionism movement.
I've seen multiple Jackson Pollocks. I don't even remember which exhibition it was at, but I've seen some of them, and I'm just like, Do you know the expression throwing paint on a canvas? I think this is where it comes from. Because this, like, are you kidding? I cannot. This irritates me. As a modern art piece with the colors that are aesthetic to your room, sure. What the does this have to do with anything? Okay. I think he was also one of the artists that sort of wanted to break the mold and do something different and realize that art doesn't always have to be this perfect thing. More than the actual art, people respected that mindset and people sort of thought it was different, which is where we're at.
He's mainly noted for his technique of pouring or splashing liquid household paint onto a horizontal surface. That's not a technique. A recluse and volatile personality.
Jazza is my new favorite person in the world. He is so real. It's not a technique.
Pollock struggled with alcoholism for most of his life, and he married artist Lee Kranzer, who became an important influence on his career and on his legacy. I'm gonna guess $200 million? Well done, whoever. Who the hell bought that? It was just a private purchase. It spoke to someone. Seems like the higher in the list we get.
I can't stand that. It spoke to someone. My mind is gonna explode. Okay.
The more expensive the artworks are, the less talent they seem to require. There's just a moral compass in me and many of you that knows that something of value should have required skill. And usually, mostly, it does. Oh, I felt so at ease talking about competency and skill. Now I'm talking about... I really hope number 4 is going to be a little more. Just a little more. Not just money, just more justified, please. Oh, it's better. This piece is called Nafea Fau Ipo. Artist of this one was... Oh, you just gave away the price, okay? You messed up the order. $210 million. Eugene Gauguin was a French post-impressionist artist, unappreciated until after his death. Gauguin is now recognized for his experimental use.
Artists are never appreciated until after their death. It's a fun thought to have. The starving artist is real.
Of color and
support your living artists. Just support your living artists. Buy something from someone who is alive. Thank you.
Style that were distinct from Impressionism. Gauguin's art was influential to the French avant-garde and many modern artists such as Pablo Picasso and Henri Matisse. In 1892, this piece became the 3rd most expensive painting ever sold at the time, and apparently the buyer was believed to be Qatar museums. Number 3, the card players. It's Cézanne. Cézanne, that's how you pronounce it. Cézanne is said to have formed a bridge between the late 19th century Impressionism and the early 20th century's new line of artistic inquiry. Cézanne's often repetitive, exploratory brushstrokes are...
Not gonna lie, but at this point in the video, I'm kind of bored because I expected more popular artists. I expected Van Gogh. I don't know. I'm just... Okay, we're just gonna keep going.
Highly characteristic and clearly recognizable. I didn't recognize it. I'm an uncultured walnut. Both Matisse and Picasso are said to have remarked that Cézanne is the father of us all. Okay, well that adds a little more depth to this painting, which I
think that's really cool. If like Matisse and Picasso are valuing this person, he must have genuine value, which is awesome.
I'm gonna guess cost $200 million. 250 million. The Card Players is a series of oil paintings painted during Cézanne's final period in the early 1890s. Sold in 2011 to the royal family of Qatar. Qatar? Again? Why does Qatar have all this money for paintings? Number 2. No! Willem de Kooning was a Dutch-American abstract.
What frustrates me is that popular art, well, not pop art, but art that's very popular in the fine art community, if anything, like The Birth of Venus by Botticelli, or just this really annoys me. There's so much good art that has deep meaning and story and historical context, and the art was made as political statements at a certain time. Why is this valued over a political statement during war? That's what really annoys me. And I'm being dead honest here. We're gonna keep going.
Fact, expressionist started.
Sorry, I'm a little angry. I'm a little, yeah.
She was born in Rotterdam. She was one of the most well-known artists of the 20th century. I'm gonna guess this one sold for $270 million. $300 million. Why? Thought there would be at least some like Renaissance stuff in here.
That's what I want. I want Renaissance stuff, because that's like skill. They didn't have the technology that we have today to be able to create artwork with the human body and stuff like that. I don't know if it was Sandro Botticelli, or I don't know which artist it was, or Michelangelo. They would go for exhibitions and they would see people dissecting bodies, and they would use that to understand proportions and things like that. That is insane. That is genius.
Yeah, too much for that. Ah, yuck. The number 1 most expensive.
Oh!
Okay.
Okay, this is Salvator Mundi, and I want to say it's Da Vinci. Total guess. This was supposed to be in the Louvre in Abu Dhabi. The history behind this painting was that like it got lost. People thought it got lost for a while, and then people found it, but then they didn't know if it was the original. And there's just a lot of controversy behind this, which I love. Art as a story, as a conversation, as like an opening conversation. That's what I think art is about. So that was just a guess. Don't hate me.
Thank you, Jesus, for saving the day. Salvator Mundi. This was painted by Leonardo da Vinci, but it's a tribute.
Ah, my art history teacher would be so impressed.
To Leonardo da Vinci. You would think it would be more expensive if you knew it was by Leonardo da Vinci. In English, the piece is titled...
Wait, what? Hold on, I'm gonna go back. What did that just say? I'm so confused. Is it not by Leonardo?
Salvator Mundi. This was painted by Leonardo da Vinci.
Painting it. Okay, so it was. Okay.
But it's attributed to Leonardo da Vinci.
I don't know what that
means. I
means.
think it would be more expensive if you knew it was by Leonardo da Vinci. In English, the piece is titled Saviour of the World. The painting sold at auction for I'm gonna guess 3.
Okay, I'm gonna guess here. I wanna say honestly, because of how the story and everything, I would say like $380 to $400 million. Let's keep going.
20. 450?
What? To $450 million?
Wow! 450. They didn't even bloody well know it was Leonardo da bloody Vinci. Could have been his intern.
I think the thing with this is there were studies showing. I think they scanned the painting with the newer technology that they have available, and they saw sketches that are very similar to Da Vinci's style and the paint style, and they've sort of attributed a lot of it just to be because every artist works in a very different way. So yeah,
they have
it's also a f***ing insane painting.
There's a photograph that shows that his appearance has been altered. It might not even be the original. I guess the moral of the story of this video is value is entirely subjective and relative, and also often extremely depressing and seemingly unjustified.
If you're an artist and you've reached this far in the video because you're not bored shitless with me, I think, so my new mantra, well not my new mantra, but my mantra for a while creating art has been, you don't have to be something for everyone, but you could be everything for someone. And I think with art, because it's super subjective, when people find value in your work, stick to them. Don't listen to the naysayers, but just stick to the people that actually do find value in your work, because those are the people that are going to pull you out.
And that's the end of the slideshow presentation. Every round of applause in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the experience. I mean, I enjoy the feeling of hurt and pain, as you know in many of my videos, and this video is no different. If you did enjoy this video and learned a couple of things along the way, make sure you hit that like button so other people can enjoy it too, and subscribe.
Thank you, Jazza. I love him so much. But there we have it. So, yeah, I mean, overall thoughts. I was really surprised because I was expecting more Renaissance pieces. They have these majestic Greek god mythological pieces that are stunning to look at. I thought maybe the like Napoleon crossing the Alps or the birth of Venus or I don't even know. I don't know, it gives me some kind of weird sense of pleasure and pride just being aware of these things, because using the principles to understand how art is marketed and priced really gives you this understanding of what you want to implement. I'm really surprised that I knew a few of those pieces, and like I'm so happy with myself. That was my reaction to Jazza's top 10 most expensive artworks ever sold. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What sort of shocked you the most? I'd really like to know. Did you like this reaction video? Let me know again in the comments below. If you do follow any of my other art tutorials on this channel and you would like to send it to me, Instagram is the place to be. Also make sure you are subscribed so you can join my family of 3 right now that I have. I literally have no subscribers. Thank you. Until next time.